Hey everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Snap Decisions. I am your host with the most, your nighttime DJ, I guess. And I'm here with one of the best people in Marvel Snap. It is GLAZER from Snap Decisions. How are you, sir? It has been too long since I've had you on the show.
It's great to be here with Joe from Snap Judgments.
Snap Judgments. Did I say that really?
I was GLAZER from Snap Decisions, so you get to be Joe from Snap Judgments.
Well, I'll be Joe from Snap Judgments tonight instead of Snap Decisions. I was just watching my intro and I say Judgments. There you go. Love it. Gotta love it, man. This one makes the blooper reel.
Your intro is so fancy.
Thank you. I didn't make it. I have all the credit goes to my co-host for my other podcast that I do. He's really, really good at marketing stuff.
Nice.
And does a lot of that kind of stuff. So I wanted to incorporate the song because I just love that song and I have it in front of my audio one. So I figured, you know what? I'd like to have it on the video. And actually the artist who I'm friends with gave me permission to use that, but he also gave me permission to use the video itself. The video, that wasn't his. The other one has actual clips from Marvel movies, DC stuff. So I wasn't sure if that would fly. So my friend Jeff is like, yeah, that's probably not going to be allowed. You're going to get strikes for that. So he put this together. But yeah, I'm just thrilled to have it. It kind of makes this look more like a real show.
I mean, it is a real show.
It is. It's a humble little show, but I keep telling people I'm going to actually fix it. So one day I'll get a computer that's like a big boy computer and I'll be able to put stuff on the screen like everyone else does when they have shows. But yeah, it is what it is.
It is.
But anyway, welcome, man. It's great to see you. It's been a while. GLAZER used to be on. You guys all know who this guy is. He's busy putting out deck videos every single day of the week, multiple decks to help out players and doing so many things. You have multiple alliances, I think now too, don't you?
We're at 13.
Oh my God.
So we got a few. We're doing pretty good alliance-wise.
Oh my God, dude!
I mean, look, Models organized everything. All I did was say, "Hey, can we have a bunch of alliances?" And then Models figured out 80% of it, and then Gunny figured out a little more, and then Models like, "Okay, I can make that happen." And now it's just a thing. My whole involvement in this process is they go, "We need another alliance leader," and I go, "Okay," and I message one of the patrons, and I'm like, "Hey, want to be an alliance leader?" And they go, "Okay," and then I'm like, "All right, talk to Models, thanks."
Oh my gosh, man, that's insane. I have trouble dealing with mine. And there's 30 people in there, let alone 18. Oh my God.
Well, I'm not leading it. So
that's true.
I'm just in an alliance. My plan is to switch through the different alliances we have.
Okay.
This way that I'm not just this is my alliance of my good friends. The rest of you just meh. No, I'll be in all the alliances all the time. I don't know if there's monthly rewards. I didn't actually click the alliance tab yet in the game.
Okay.
If there's monthly rewards, I'll do it once a month. If not, I'll change about once every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, they just came out today. I think actually they ended. And we did okay. We're casuals, but we did okay. We got every reward except for we didn't get the variant. We didn't get up that high, but we did okay. So I was like, yeah. What do you think of it? Do you like it?
So far so good. Far so good.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like the missions they give you because it forces you to play with different cards. So you have to make, you make different decks. You come up with different deck combinations. Some of them are a little weird. Some of them kind of fit like Wong and Ironheart, but some of them are a little weird otherwise. But I think it's neat. I think it's a different thing to do rather than just coming and doing your dailies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I definitely lost a lot of ranks not playing in Conquest for my Alliance stuff. Yeah. I was 500 when they started, and I finished the season almost 2,000, just generally screwing around. What are you going to do? But it was still very fun, and I really enjoy look, Marvel Snap is a fairly social game for me anyway, because I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
But this is a nice social aspect for the rest of the community.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it. My guild doesn't talk. They don't chatter too much. There's a few people in there that talk in there, but most of it's all people just their decks pop up, all in the chat and stuff like that when they win games and all that kind of stuff. That's cool too. I mean, do it however you want to do it. I was a guild leader for years in World of Warcraft, and it's
Oh,
it's
super
most
nerd.
yeah. I was those were the good old days when you'd have like maybe 5 people who would be in there at all times, and the rest of them would either be in there for a day or not. But I had to do it because it was at the point where you can't really raid. Like I was never a raider. I always kind of just soloed World of Warcraft, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, if I want to get better gear, I have to raid. So we got a guild together, this small little guild, and I took it over for somebody else who had it that couldn't play anymore. And then we just kept it going. It was a tiny. We didn't have a bunch of people, but we kind of raid shared with some people and did that for a while until they demanded my time because I was the main tank in the group, and I'm like, nope, I can't do this anymore. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. But yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Anything social in the game, and that's what I was really looking forward to. Is cool with me. I think the game needed it.
Yeah, it's the most engagement and engaged people have been in the game in quite a long time, so that's definitely a positive. It's also really nice that they did it right on the heels of Deadpool's Diner, combining the two big things that they were doing, and then leagues I think is at the end of the week or next week.
Yeah,
It's really nice to keep things going, to keep things positive, pushing
yeah.
forward.
Yeah, agreed. How did you because I haven't talked to you in a while. So how did you find the diner was? Were did you like climb right into it? Like a lot of people just jumped right in and start playing. I actually was watching guest stream, so I knew he did the video. So I just waited for that to pop up, and then I watched it first, and then I went in and played. So I kind of got the advantage of watching that beforehand. But yeah, how did you find it? Did you think they could do better things, make things better next time, or?
I mean, they fundamentally fixed it by having the low buy-in table. They really needed the low buy-in table for this to work. And as
Yeah,
soon as they added that, I had no real problems. I didn't have a lot of fun with the mode. It is basically poker, the moral snap mode.
yeah,
It makes your snaps mean very, very little when the game is
true.
auto snapping twice. But I don't look. I didn't genuinely have too very much trouble, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I climbed to Cassandra in either 2 or 3 days. I think it was 2, but it could have been 3. And then I didn't care about the variant for a few days, and then like I don't know, Saturday or Sunday of the first week, I was like, you know what, I bet you I can get this variant. And I tried. Oh yeah, it was Friday, because Friday night I tried to get it and I didn't get it. And like I got like relatively close, and then I shat the bed, and then I woke up Saturday and just immediately got it. So like I didn't really have trouble with the mode. I don't know. I felt like I was playing relatively hot. I was playing a lot of bounce decks that worked really well. It was fine. It was ultimately just fine. I did it. So on ladder, I screw around with a lot of decks. I play a lot of silly stuff. On diner, I played just top tier best stuff. And
Yeah.
turns out playing top tier best stuff is a good way to win in card games. Oh.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't really I didn't lose. Like I know a lot of people are saying they lost all their bubs. That never happened to me.
Hmm.
And I got up. I watched, like I said, I watched guest play. He sailed through. He got the card in an hour on his stream, and I'm like, damn. But he was getting a lot of bots. Now I don't hardly saw any. I think I ended up seeing one that I knew of. But it took me probably around the same time as you. It was probably like 3 or 4 days, I would say, that I got it. But I did learn just by watching this video pretty quickly to just make sure that you're playing 2 tables below. I learned that early on. So and your climb is smaller. It'll take you longer to climb up, but it wasn't bad. I got everything out of it. I got the card, I got the variant, so it was like, and the prizes were cool. Like the giveaways and stuff they had in there were pretty cool. A lot of those borders and stuff like that. So yeah, all in all, I think it was good. I don't know. Do you think they'll do it again? I know that they said they were thinking about it, but they weren't really set on it or anything yet.
They're definitely going to do it again. I would be shocked if they put that much work into a mode and then
Yeah.
they're just like, we never mind, bye, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like I fully expect it to come back. It'll be back.
Yeah, I would think so. And then, hey, a free card is a free card, no matter how you look at it, I guess. But
Well, some people didn't get the free card, although what
true.
I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, wrapping up Deadpool. Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
You see it? What'd you think? Because I just saw it like 2 days ago.
Um, it's fine. It was a fun movie. It was kind of dumb. I really, really hated the first half.
Yeah,
Like the first until they get to I don't know wherever the hell Eliath is from, the
that
Wasteland.
the void
Yeah,
planet. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Until they get there, I had no use for the movie. From
yeah,
then on, I thought it was very servicey and stupid, but I was at least entertained. But like almost everything before that, I really had no use for. And
yeah,
once we got there, it was entertainingly stupid. So the first Deadpool movie has a lot more heart than people like
yeah.
give
That's
credit
true.
for. And like this one tried to have that heart, but it wasn't really there. Like
Yeah.
it was too edgelordy humor, but it was fun. I'm not like sad I saw it. It's one of the better Marvel things they've done in a while.
Yeah, a friend of mine called it a popcorn and beer movie, and I'm like, yeah, it was a pretty good explanation for it because, yeah, it was, and I think honestly, I think it was a tribute. Really, I think it was a send off to Fox. I think really that's
Yeah.
what it was. I mean, they showed after the credits and stuff too. It was all like reels and stuff of behind the scenes from all the Fox films and everything. So, but I don't know. I can see. What did you think of the announcement for Downey coming back?
Uh, I don't honestly like this is not a good take for a podcast. I'm sorry, but I
Oh,
don't
okay.
actually have an opinion until I see how it's done.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It could be really cool or it could be remarkably stupid. Um, it suggests very strongly that Kang was going to end up sending us to Battle World in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So now they'll just do that with Doom, right?
Doom.
Like because Doom is the obvious other example, and it's very likely that this Doom is still Iron Man, right? Just alternate universe Iron Man who ends up
Right.
being Doom. And then when we come out of whatever Battle World Secret Wars thing, it'll be a proper Doom with a different actor. Or at least that's my working assumption. If they do nothing like that, I don't really care as long as it's good. It's just knowing comics that would be where this seems to be going.
Yeah, they you've read Secret Wars, right? You
Yep,
read both? You read the
yep,
80s
yep,
and the 2015 one. I
yep.
keep telling people on this. I told people on my podcast today, I said go and read the 2015 one because I think that's really where they're going to go. Disney has a convention. It's a D23. I think it's this
Hmm.
Saturday. They're supposed to outline some things. But there supposedly someone had said the time between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So there's a couple films in between the two.
Hmm.
They said are all going to take place on Battleworld. So see, it's all coming together.
Yeah,
It makes
that would make
sense.
sense.
So yeah, the only thing they said was like there's some movies that are kind of in limbo, like what's gonna happen with Spider-Man, like what because there's not even been a writer or a director, anything named for that yet. So I don't know, but I guess they could work that all in. I remember I had to go back and reread them too because it's been it's been a while since I read them. But if you're right. I mean, if they do, and it does kind of seem like you're getting bits and pieces, right? Like Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff. They're on their own little world there now, in their own little whatever universe that is. And then you got all these other things going on in all these other places. Fantastic Four is going to be in their own universe apparently, and all that stuff. Which, by the way, I cannot wait to see because Galactus is in it. Oh my god, I'm going to get a real Galactus in a movie.
I am not. Look, I love Galactus, and Fantastic Four is probably my favorite like
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah, me
property,
too.
that or X-Men. But I don't love a movie one being Galactus. Like it doesn't.
Yeah,
When you start with Galactus,
yeah. Where do
it's
you
just
go?
yeah. Where do you go?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm hoping they're not messing stories around because you had like the Beyonder, and maybe I don't know. Do they make Galactus like the big trigger for all this? But I hope not because that's not really what I wanted to see. But you're right. It's like what happens then once you get past that, and obviously they're going to get pulled to another universe or battle world wherever it's going to be or however that's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. You're right. Did you see the trailer they got to watch? Did you see any of it, pieces of it, or anything?
No, I don't watch trailers.
Yeah, you just didn't wait till the film comes out. I don't
Mhm.
blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you. You don't get spoiled that way.
I mean,
Yeah,
whether I'm spoiled or not, it's just I know I'm going to see the movie, so watching little tidbits just lets me start to have expectations.
true.
There was some movie, I don't remember what it was, but it was the early 2000s, and there was something that I thought looked really, really cool in the trailer, and I spent like half the movie waiting for it to happen in the movie, and I was like, that was so stupid. Like, instead of
Yeah.
enjoying the movie, I kept waiting for this cool trip. Maybe it was like maybe it was Batman Begins or something.
Okay.
And but like whatever the hell movie it was, I was like, trailers aren't for me. That was a waste of time. And just basically, like, I'll watch them if I'm in the movies, right? And they appear on a giant screen in front of me, but I never go out my way.
Yeah, they'll put some stuff in those things too that they never show. There's stuff that gets cut. They put it, they cut it before the movie ever comes out. So yeah, you're right. A lot of that can be misdirection and stuff like that too. Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point. But yeah, so we have to be one of your favorite or most anticipated seasons of Snap, right? You're a big Young Avengers fan, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite comic runs ever.
Nice.
I think the first two cards, Kate and Marvel Boy, are insane. Playing against Marvel Boy is a nightmare. Just if you haven't played against Marvel Boy yet, it's so hard to play around.
I was playing actually with him. I was excited to play the card, and so I was playing Zoo of all things. But yeah, he's pretty impressive in that, and yeah, for sure. I had some fun with him. I think I had Kate in the deck too. I might have had, yeah, I did, because I was playing with playing around with the arrows. I did not see in any of my games the acid arrow, not once. I got every other one. I did not see the.
I kept getting acid arrow at the end.
Did you really?
When I couldn't play it against like other Zoo decks, I'd play Kate on like turn 5 and be like, "Oh, great, acid arrow, that sits in my hand." But what are you gonna do?
I didn't see it. I did not see it one time in any of the games that I played. So I was like, man, that sucks. But yeah, it seems like a fun card. I saw your deck that you posted this morning. Well, I'm not sure. I saw the deck on your show. I don't know if you created it or somebody else. The one where it was basically like was it the Fina list basically with her in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I ended up actually playing the Zoo list because JD McDonaldinho sent me a Zoo list that looked fun. I played a little bit of a similar list with Kate, not the exact list from this morning, but a very similar list, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was a little more awkward to play not on curve than I wanted. It's still a very strong card, but it's not like the perfect strong card.
Okay. Yeah. And you played Hulk. I'm sorry, you played Marvel Boy in with just the Zoo list. Is that the only list you played him in so far?
I played the Zoo for Marvel Boy. I played the Zoo list, and that's it. Okay. I wanted to try another list. I think there's something there for a Mockingbird list, but I didn't actually end up trying it yet.
Wonder if people would stick him in. Do you think that? I think they'd stick him in. No, I don't think so. No, that's right. No, he wouldn't fit. I was thinking Surfer because he's a 3, but he wouldn't fit in there. There's not enough 1-cost cards in that deck to do that with.
No, you would have to do maybe there's a totally different Surfer build we haven't got to yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I was originally going to try him in a Surfer with Luke Cage and Shadow King and stuff, and just be like, my stuff gets huge. Kyara is a 3, and but they broke that interaction, so now I'm not really bothering.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, we got 2 cards, of course, that came out today. The season pass, and Hawkeye and Marvel Boy are both out. Did you get? I finally got lucky. I got Marvel Boy, but I didn't spend all my keys. Thankfully, I did go through 3, but they didn't give me the one where I pulled the tokens. So I did get the other 2 variants, which isn't bad. I wanted the Hulk variant anyway, and the Blob one, it's no big deal, I guess. But shirtless Blob, I'm not really sure that I needed, but I did okay. I don't mind spending as long as I don't get stuck with the ones where I'm just getting tokens for the card. Right. So, how did you do?
Marvel Boy was 4 for me, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
It's not ideal, but I got the variant I wanted first, and then I was like, all right, just have Marvel Boy. The Red Hulk is the one I wanted. I was like, all right, just show up, and then it didn't. And what are you gonna do?
The Red Hulk's cool. He's right from that's right. That's a comic book cover, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Yeah. I think that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what comic, but it is a comic cover.
Yeah.
Let's see who the artist on that is. You talk for a minute while I look.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I should look that up too.
Yeah, I really. I've been using the Ghost Rider Red Hulk, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I'm kind of over Venomized Rider. I'm kind of over it. It's who is it? Where'd it go? Ed McGuinness. Oh, that's why I like it so much.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, McGuinness is great.
That makes sense. Fan. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. He's gonna be. Yeah, he's in that movie coming up too. He's in Captain America. Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford's face. It's going to be a little awkward.
Yeah, that's a very strange decision, but what are you going to do?
Oh, man, but yeah, this looks like it's going to be a fun month. I mean, coming up next, we obviously have. What do you think of the? I mean, I'll go through them with you. What do you think of each card as they're coming out? So obviously, Hawkeye is out now. Of course, Kate Bishop is out today, 2/3, and of course, she has all her different arrows. Marvel Boy is out today as well. But coming up, we have Wiccan. Wiccan's a 4/7 on reveal. If you spent all your energy this game, +2 max energy. So, what are your thoughts on Wiccan?
So I don't like him, but Crazy, the former #1 player, is really hyped about him, and I'm willing to like sort of have hope that means he's way better than I think.
Yeah, this is the one where I think if you there's decks. There might be decks out there where people are using Quicksilver and Domino, right, to just get the plays down, so you could spend all your energy every turn. I think, yeah. It's who knows. I mean, someone can come up with something like that. I'm sure. I mean, it wouldn't probably be that far from making an Agatha deck if you wanted her to do things on curve. So
there's enough decent twos where you can just like you can run a regular curve and then just sort of top out at 4 and probably be fine. And then the last turn you can do something like Shang Enchantress or Shang, whatever the biggest 4 is. But if you run Quicksilver and then you run now you have Kate, Jeff, and White Widow.
Yeah.
And you just run the 3 of them, like you're reasonably likely to hit one of those. And then if you hit a second of those, you have one of Kate's arrows, hopefully for the second card. And if you don't hit Kate's arrow, then you just run 4 3s, and you should be generally speaking fine. It's not going to be perfect, but it seems like it's at least reasonably likely to work.
Yeah, and energy cheating is good. I mean, we've seen while we're on the topic, because again, I haven't seen you in a bit. What are your thoughts? What do you think about RSM overall? Before well, I guess I should say post changes now with the OTA and stuff like that. I mean, so many people talking about it, they're saying that they wanted to see something done with it. They basically built around it. They got rid of a lot of the other problems seemingly in the deck, which although Loki is pretty damn good in the deck still. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of the card? Do you think I've had some other guests on saying that they would add more cards to it so that they couldn't get their cards that they start with as easily? But I mean, do you think it's a problem, or do you think it's okay the way it is?
It's one of the best decks in the game, but it's fine for now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, like I'm not in love with it, right?
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah. And how about what was the other card? Athena. What do you think of Athena?
Athena's phenomenal and probably should be a 2/0. And other than that, I don't really mind her either. I don't mind the game having strong cards. I don't think either of these are completely broken.
Yeah. I agree. And they're fun to play. I mean, Arshem's fun to play if you like that kind of thing. I was playing it pretty hard when it first came out for a while, but I kind of got over it. I got a little bored with it after a while. So, but yeah. All right, we have Speed. He's a 3/3, and of course, Wiccan's brother. Ongoing +1 power for each turn in which you spent all your energy. So obviously, the two of them would work together. And this guy just builds up if you spent all your energy on the end of the turn. So what do you think about Speed?
I think he's reasonably likely to be a 3/7 to 3/9. He's probably decent stats. Is he enough more satted than Gladiator to be worth the trouble? Is he enough more satted than Cassandra Nova to be worth the trouble? That I don't know.
Yeah.
But like caveat, maybe, right? Like maybe.
Yep. And then this one, Emperor Hulkling. He's a 6/11. At the start of the game, copy the text of a random 6-cost card. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be good. It's a lot of RNG, depending upon what you pull, because it could be something garbage. But I don't know. A 6/11 stat line. I mean, what do you think of this one?
It's very hard for me to imagine this being good.
Yeah.
Like very hard. And that could be, right? Like it's entirely possible it's good. I just don't expect it to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's too many downsides, I think, maybe to it. Like, even if he pulls something, I don't know, if he pulls out like a Giganto or something like that, he's going to be a 3 point less Giganto, so it's not going to be great. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody was thinking that this was going to be so. It reminded me of Valentina a little bit. When Valentina came out and stuff like that and pulled the 6 cards, you're like, oh, this is great until you see it. And then you lost the power of the 6 card and stuff. And it's like, yeah, this isn't too good.
Yep. I don't know. Like, maybe it's good, but it's so different. Like, I would be very surprised if that's a card that doesn't end up buffed. Everything about that card says I'm going to be buffed.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. They might give it a little bit of extra power. I don't have them here, but what did you think about? Because again, it's been a while since we've spoken. But what did you think about the cards that are coming out with that new feature, with the activate feature, the Madam Web cards that are coming?
I think they're going to be incredible. I think Aranya is incredible, and I'm generally speaking, I think Scarlet Spider is going to be really good, and the season pass Symbiote Spider-Man is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a cool metric. I was almost surprised, like when they showed the data mines. Now, who knows? The data mines might be incorrect, but when they showed the data mines for the next month, which is the Venom Carnage thing or whatever they're going to call it, none of them had activate in them. I was a little surprised. I thought we might get like a card or two going forward with that mechanic in more cards than just that one month. But who knows? They can always stick them in there, I guess. But when I first saw that, I was thinking to myself, I thought Magic, because Magic had a tap mechanic where you could tap your card to do things sometimes to other cards or untap your card. So that's kind of what I thought activate. Or was it like the old kitty, the one that was broken, the one that you couldn't do anything with, and they had to change it? Yeah, because everybody had to do something with the card, if I remember correctly, right? And it broke the game.
Yep. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think that could be kind of cool because you can have cards out there, and now it becomes a different kind of game almost, where you have to anticipate now, not just your opponent playing cards and stuff like that, but you have to anticipate on when they're going to activate their card. So it does, I think, bring something different to the game that every player really is going to have to learn from, top of the infinite all the way down, is going to have to learn how to deal with, because it's just it's an unknown factor, right? Yeah.
I mean, yes, like that's how that's going to happen. Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Did you see the Venom Carnage cards?
I did, of course.
I'm sure you probably had a video about it, I would think.
Yep. Yes, immediately.
Yeah.
There's a new bounce card. That's all I care about.
There is. That's
so that's what matters in my world. Like,
go ahead. I was going to say
it's a 3/8. It's a 3/8. Give me a 3/8 and bounce, please. That bounces my cards. Like, I'll take it.
I think someone was going through them and like, this card's probably broken. Oh, it might have been. It might have been Regis that was going through them, and he said, I don't know if this is going to come out this way. But you have to be pretty happy, though. I mean, bounce is kind of out there. I've seen, there's not a ton of people playing, but I've seen bounce. In fact, I got beat badly by one when I played in the SJL this week. Holy cow! And of course I came in playing Zoo, and they just wiped me out. Like, there was nothing I could do. And I'm like, man, in fact, I think we went 1 game, 2 games. Third game in, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. I just was like, I can't beat you. And I was talking to him a little bit afterwards, but yeah, have you been playing any bounce lately? It seems like it's of course there's pretty decent ones out there.
There's a few very good bounce decks. I've been playing, so there's this alliance of basically all the competitive Europeans. It's like .geo and Sizer, who just finished #1, and Rutmus, who's currently #1, and like just
nice.
No Best Bounce guy, all these people, and they had their little alliance, and like I'm friends with like half of them. And
nice.
JD and Ronaldinho was just on the podcast. Like, would you guys want to be the Snap Judgments like competitive alliance?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, sure. Sounds great.
Oh, there you
So
go.
they're now the competitive alliance. So we're gonna run some like alliance tournament things. But I've got like now all the best bounce players just feeding me bounce decks all the time. Like
That's
literally, no
amazing.
bounce guy is messaging me about what the preferred version of that particular type of bounces as we speak. It's just it's basically perfect for the kind of content I make and the type of player I like to be. So I'm a fan.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I'm a little afraid of bounce being prevalent again. To be honest, it is hard. That deck is hard to deal with. Like if you don't, I mean, when they just give you priority, and there isn't a thing you can do about it. And I remember people were going to that whole solution where they would have the Invisible Woman and they'd have Killmonger behind the Invisible Woman just to combat it. But
Oh.
yeah, the version that's out there, I think the person who was playing me had Werewolf in the deck.
Yep.
And Rocket Raccoon, I think, was in there as well. Might have had Iceman and stuff like that too. I can't remember the entire deck, but it was pretty good. It was pretty decent deck. So that's cool though that you got all those people from man. That's you've got a list of people that are sending you information. That's fantastic, man. That's that's awesome.
I've got multiple lists of different places to look for decks and stuff. I'm struggling for literally like right now. As soon as we're done, I've got to figure out my third deck for tomorrow. I want to do a 3-deck day, not a 4-deck day, just because I feel like everyone's going to be sort of overwhelmed with content tomorrow. But I don't have a third deck because I don't want my third deck to be a Hawkeye or a Marvel Boy deck because I don't know who got it yet, right?
Right.
So, like, I have a Hawkeye Marvel Boy deck. I have the deck that finished #1 last season. I have no idea what the third deck is going to be. I've been checking all the usual places and just sort of. I guess it's probably just going to be a fucking Arishem list if we're going.
I saw someone playing. Who was streaming today? Teddy Ninja. I think I saw him playing a Sandman deck.
Yeah, Sandman is the meta. Like all the top infinite is Sandman stuff.
Yeah. I've seen so many different versions of it. I played against one playing Sandman Ultron. Sandman Patriot, which there was Patriot Ultron too, but yeah, I've seen a whole bunch of different lists with Sandman, and so yeah, that's definitely out there a lot. So Snap, I asked you about SnapCon. You obviously aren't going; you can't make it. Nope. But you know what I wanted to ask you, because I was watching Binks. I always watch Binks streams. I heard you guys were chatting when I was in Binks streams, and I saw you had him on the podcast. That's really cool. Nice. That's awesome. I love Binks. I think he's great. He's hilarious. I love his theme song. Whenever I hear that theme song, I can't help but chuckle every time I hear it. But yeah, it's great because there aren't many like late. I stay up pretty late. There aren't many late night streamers that are on. He usually streams until like 2, sometimes 1, 2 in the morning. So I always get to watch him. That's cool though. Getting all these awesome people in the pod, man. That's awesome.
Interrobang is another one if you're ever looking for late night streams. Interrobang and Gaming with Flash X are awesome.
That's right. Yeah, they're both awesome. Intero and I, his pod or his when he came on my show, his got the most views of anything I've ever done here.
That's not surprising.
Yeah,
the Twitter group loves him.
Yeah, he got the most views of anybody until just recently when I had Zombies Go Nom Nom on, and now he beat him. But yeah,
maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just growing.
Maybe I don't know. But Intero's cool. Him and I are always talking about Galactus things and stuff like that. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I don't know if there's a creator you don't know, man. That's amazing. It's really cool. You've gotten to know like so many of them and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Yep. There's less than 5 I've never spoken to, I think.
Yeah, that's really
some
cool.
I'm not friendly with, but there's less than 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's sure. I'll be honest. Like everyone that I've reached out to has been awesome. Like Gaming with Flash was on my show. We could not stop talking about just the past, like what we've like the video games that we played, this and that. Oh my gosh, we were just chatting for literally 2 hours, and I don't even think half of it was about Snap.
If you let that man get going off topic, you're gonna get hit with off topic.
Yeah, it was a fun conversation. It was great. But yeah, it's the community is awesome. I've literally I'm coming up. Oh yeah, I'm coming up actually 1, 2, 3. I have 3 shows. I have 100 shows. So, which is crazy to me. I started in October, but yeah, it'll be my 100th show. I'm overwhelmed by the fact that so many people are just like amazing people, and they're willing to talk and come on and stuff like that. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I wanted to go to SnapCon, but I couldn't make it. The too close to after the surgery, and I'm trying to still get my stuff down and all that kind of stuff yet, and all that. And I'm like, but I really wanted to go. The kid and No Big Deal are going. So I told them, I said, maybe we could do a remote thing from there. I said, maybe you guys can get on a camera, and I could say, hey, this is the kid and No Big Deal are live from SnapCon, and just like do like a little 10-minute thing. And they were both pretty cool. They're like, yeah, I think they were saying they were going to try to do it. So yeah, I really wanted to go next year. I think I'm gonna definitely try if they do. But I had Felicity on. She talked all about it. It seems like a blast. After everything she told me that was going on there and stuff like that, the game shows, the tournament, all that stuff. Gunny's going, right? He's doing the tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
He sure is.
Nice.
He's
That's
become
awesome.
the go-to tournament guy for the community. Wonder how that happened.
You're right. Yeah. Well, you always said it's the T in his name stands for tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. The poor guy doesn't ever make any more YouTube videos, but hey, he's got a good gig growing there, so that's awesome. That's cool. Yep. What else is going on? I mean, I'm trying to just think of some things like back that may have gone on with Snap. I mean, what do you think of the game like so far? I mean, I don't know exactly how far we are in here, but I know I asked every guest that comes on the show like this, like, so if there's anything out there that, and I'm sure I've asked you before, but if there's anything in the game that you would maybe like to see change, not necessarily cards, but things like that would just make everything better, make the game better. Like what are some of the things that you would like to maybe see come to Snap?
Look, all they really need to do at this point is fix card acquisition.
Yeah.
Like, I think everything else is more or less fine. I think card acquisition, especially for people that take some kind of breaks, is going to be important to the longevity of the game. I understand that they want us to log in as much as possible. That's why that doesn't exist. But when people stop and not being able to come back royally sucks. So there needs to be some way to catch up, or at least somewhat catch up. So we need that.
Yeah. A lot of people mention that, and I remember watching TLSG when he first came back, and the struggles that he had because he didn't have the cards and stuff that he could use, and you can't get them because they're months away. So, yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. I think that's definitely a thing that they need to look into. How about like monetization wise and stuff like that? You think the game's all right like that way, like monetizing, a lot of this when they did the borders and, things like that. Do you think their monetization's okay? I personally don't see a lot of issues with it. I play other games that monetize everything. I mean, this is just what games are. I tell people all the time, like a video game, you buy a $70 video game, and they put out new content or put in whatever the case might be. It's all like it's stuff that's just put out there to get extra money for the game while you own it. So, but yeah, I mean, what you have anything about monetization and stuff like that you think they could do, or are you good with that?
I mean, look, it's Spangy over there.
Yeah, my wife's in the kitchen.
Hey, sorry. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Just it was like I just heard something. Can you repeat the question? Because I'm so sorry.
Yes. No. It's all good. No, it's all good. No, I just wanted to ask you your opinion about like general monetization of the game. Like, they're trying, but it just seems like for something as silly as the new shop mechanic, right, where they're giving you the extra 25 credits. So now it's 75, right? You have to log in 3 different times. Now, I mean, I don't care. I log in all throughout the day anyway, so it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. But there is even some people like saying stuff about that where it's like, well, what if I only log in once a day? I'm getting ripped off. I'm not getting the credits that I was getting before. But overall,
they're not giving it to you for free, right? Like they're saying we will give you more free stuff, but we want you to engage with the system more.
Yeah,
that's what alliances are doing also, right? They're saying we will give you better acquisition. That's an extra between the two. It's like an extra 700 credits a week or something.
Yeah,
like that's not nothing. So that's like gonna get you closer to spotlight keys and all that other good stuff, right? But they're saying if you want the stuff, we need you to engage with the game more to make it worth our while. And like, you can say no, but then like you're either going to fall behind or you're going to have to spend more. Like I think that's perfectly fine. That's exactly where I wish it was. I wish there was like you could play more to make it cheaper. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
but if you don't want to like do the grinding to get it cheaper, then you have to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a choice.
Yeah. They all, I mean, no matter who it is, what company it is, what games they do and stuff like that, they're out to make money. They have to, that's what they have to do to survive. That's what it comes down to. And I say this to everybody too, Marvel is not, that is not a cheap IP to be dealing with. They're paying a lot of money for that IP. I would imagine it comes off the top. So yeah, that's true. I don't really have an issue with it. I know a lot of people gripe about it, but I don't really see an issue with it. The card acquisition thing is a logical choice. I think that's something that, they do. I think need to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to go back a ways here because I wanted to get your opinion on this too. What, when they did their announcement, and they did the future announcement thingy, and they were supposed to come out. Oh my God. I have flashbacks of that night because I remember sitting watching that horrible IGN thing.
That was terrible.
Oh God. I came home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to throw it on YouTube. I was home like 5:30. They said it's going to come on at 6. So I'm watching. There's no announcement. I'm like, what is it? The worst part of that was that stupid, they were doing on a whiteboard Mario, top 10 Mario characters. I couldn't even, I'm like, this is honest to God.
And it went so long. It was Nintendo characters.
It did.
And they never aired it was absolutely atrocious. Hopefully they got their money back because it was absolutely atrocious.
Oh my God. It was so bad. And then luckily I went over to their Discord and I saw what they were going to talk about. And it was on the Discord. And I'm like, well, what the hell happened? And then they ended up doing the day after. But man, that to me, like that, all of that just really wasn't good. Like there were things I didn't understand. Like, and then when they ended up they were on the next day. Now things happen with time. I get it. Conventions are never probably 100% foolproof because things get shifted. But the fact that they didn't have Ben there, I think Ben is like their greatest spokes guy. The fact that he wasn't there to do it, kind of like the hype man, right? Like, and come out and just say, hey guys, we have a new card for you. You know, we're gonna give you a free card, and all you have to do is play this. I think that's really all they had to do. But then they talked about the map itself, and then they went into draft mode. Now, draft mode, I'm 100%. I want a draft mode. I'd love to see it.
Me too.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fantastic. But when you showed the map, and you show a lot of people, well, this isn't happening now. This isn't happening now. And then you kind of lose faith a little bit. And then people thinking, okay, now you're showing us a draft, but is it going to be the next thing on the next map that you're going to say can't happen as well? So I don't know. Like, what were your thoughts on all that when that all happened? What do you make of all that?
It was terrible and stupid and largely outside of their control from everything I've heard.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so, I agree.
Like, it is what it is. The mode was okay enough that at the end of the day, I wasn't like devastated.
Yeah.
But like, huge caveat time. But even though it was like that, people would have been much more excited if they didn't so badly bungle what they were doing in the first place.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, looking back, there's really nothing you could do about it. It went through like the way it went through. It's just a shame that it did. I just think that, Glenn does all those videos and stuff like that, which I love the new videos now, by the way. I think it's great. They spotlight the creators. I love that. Like, they spotlight the artists and stuff like that. I think that's awesome. So I love that. But it seems to me like he's the pitch guy. And if I'm doing something exciting, I'd have him at every event that I could, being the pitch guy for the game. So
yeah, I mean, look, we don't know how busy. Like, there's too much there that we don't know about.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
Like, maybe someone else really thought they had something good. Like, there's a lot there that's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and also, last time I had you on, I was a non-infinite player. I actually hit infinite,
I know. Congrats.
Thank you.
The Lactus shot.
I did. Well, yeah, it was crazy. I got all the way up to like into the 90s, and then I was going through. I was off from work then because I was having the surgery and stuff done, so I had the time to play. But oh my gosh, man, if you would have seen it, like my poor wife, she's out on the porch, and I told her, I said, I'm at 97 right now in my game here. I said, if you hear screams and shouts and noises coming from inside the living room, I said, please don't think anything's wrong. It's the game that I'm playing. I finally hit infinite. That was, I'll tell you what, I mentioned how much I love the community before. This was the greatest example of it ever. People were literally on my X, like literally rooting me on. Like people, Gunny's messaging me, Joe, did you get there yet? Did you get, I had Snap Variants contact me saying, hey, do you want me to shadow you, like watch you while you're playing? Like so many, Safety Blade is like messaging me like every couple of minutes he's like, did you get there yet? Did you get there yet? And he's like, don't switch decks. Like, make sure that you're staying patient. Leave on one if you think you're not going to win, and blah blah blah. Like, I literally, and I don't know if you heard it. I put out a pod right after, because maybe it was about 2 hours afterwards. I put out a podcast. I had to go on there, and I just had to thank everybody on there, and I was overwhelmed. And the kid listened to it. I remember he listened to it, and he's like, Joe, that was one of the best podcasts I ever heard. I said, all it was me just thanking people, man. Like I was so grateful that everybody was doing that and helping me out, which I've never, ever seen anything like that before. And I played video games for years, and all video games with, online with other people and stuff like that too. But I was like overwhelmed. It was amazing.
The Snap creator community is full of incredible people. It
really is. Like I could not believe it. And even that, the people who like listen to my show, the people that were on Twitter and like for other experiences I've had doing podcasts and stuff, especially with Twitter can be awful. And all of the like the love and the people rooting me on and stuff like that was just, I was like, I can't believe this. It was insane. I still have people messaging me being like, you took us on a hell of a ride, man. Because I was playing it. I'm like, I'm at 93. I'm at 95 now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was genuinely great.
Yeah, it was
great time.
It was awesome. It was cool. Like I mean, the feeling was, it's a game when it all comes down to it. But the feeling was pretty cool. I'm like, wow, I actually made it, and stuff. So yeah, it was neat, man. I enjoyed it, and yeah, like I will always be obviously appreciative of you for giving me for giving me a chance. Like you didn't know me from Adam, and you offered to come on the show, and so I was like, wow, that's amazing.
I didn't do anything special, but
yeah,
it was my pleasure. I enjoyed it. That's why I come back.
Oh man. Well, I mean, we have an interesting rest of the season to come, obviously with the new cards and stuff like that. And you were saying, I think we were talking a little bit before the show, but you were saying you're playing Zoo mostly. I think you said, or no, that was me. That was
no. I'm playing. It's early, so I'm testing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've played some Zoo to test out Marvel Boy. I played some Thena to test out Hawkeye. I played a bunch of Bounce because I like Bounce. I've been playing a little bit of Arishem just to see how Arishem feels into the meta. I played some Dark Hawk deck for a little while. I played a little bit of everything just to test things out.
Nice.
The meta is fairly wide open. I think the Sandman decks are the best thing right now.
Yeah.
I think Sandman is the top of the meta and it'll spread. But luckily it has not yet, so we're safe from Sandpocalypse.
What did you think about some of the nerfs that they did? Like, you think Leech is 100% dead now? Think he's done? I thought, I'm like, he's like a good counter for certain things. Like, he's a good counter for Hela. Like, they just have, if they have a Hela in their hand, they're just not getting Hela. Same thing I was thinking, like, any big 6-cost card or something that people want to play like last turn. Like, obviously he's a Galactus counter. Nobody plays it anymore though.
Those Leech 4s are very, very the Leech, Blink 4 deck is still very good. It's not the best thing, but there's more powerful stuff if Leech isn't sort of taking out the more powerful stuff, but it is still a very good deck.
And what did you think of Loki? Have you played it since the change?
Loki, I have not played Loki. I'm actually about to safety posted one that I'm going to try.
Nice.
But I've played Loki and Arishem. Loki and Arishem is completely freaking insane. Like, utterly unfairly insane.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I blow that one. When I was talking about the card changes, I'm like, yeah, Loki's dead. No one's going to play him anymore. I'm like, yeah, I apologize today on the show. I'm like, yep, yeah, I blew that prediction. I even used sound effects on my audio. I had the whole the puny god sound thing when then Hulk smashed the crap out of Loki.
I don't think Loki is a deck anymore.
Yeah,
I think it's good cards now.
yeah,
But I think that like in Arishem it's just too good.
yeah.
Like in Arishem,
yeah.
it's just like absolutely insane how powerful that card is.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of the others. What about Doc Ock?
He's only TLSG seems to be playing him.
I saw I saw that in his deck. Yeah, yeah.
So outside of TLSG, I'm not sure it exists, but
yeah. I think it was he playing the variant of I can't remember. I was watching it the other day now, and I can't think of what deck it was.
The
was
current deck he just played today. Give me 1 second, I will find it.
Okay, yeah.
It is. It's in tomorrow's video. It is
nice.
Hood Titania, White Widow, Hawkeye, new Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, no, bad Hawkeye. Green Goblin, Magic Debris, Viper, Dr. Octopus, Hobgoblin, Cannonball, and Alive.
Okay. So
just pure toxicity.
He likes that stuff. He plays a lot of decks like that. Yeah, when I watch his streams, like he plays a lot of like Clog and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm trying to, what were the other changes? I'm sure I'm missing one. Loki, Doc Ock. Moon Knight. What do you think of the Moon Knight change?
It's fine. I honestly haven't played him, and he hasn't done shit when played against me, really. Yeah. So I'm not super impressed. I know a lot of people like it, so props for that. But like, it's been a nothing burger for me.
I still don't think this card can match up. I really don't. Because with a lot of the decks that are going around with just big power and stuff like that, I still don't think it matches up yet. Maybe with that, because that's got a card coming too. What is it? Scorn, I think it is.
Scorn.
Yeah. So that maybe will help it out. But
Scorn Scorn does not go with Moon Knight.
No, it doesn't go. It would go in the other version of the discard deck. Yeah.
So like you couldn't play. I mean, you could play them together, but it seems like that would not be ideal.
Yeah.
Maybe we get an odd discarder.
I'm trying to think what other cards were done. Shadow King? Yeah, Shadow King was just given.
Change.
Do you hate it?
Change. Like absolutely hate it. It's one of my least favorite changes ever in Marvel Snap. It completely like wrecks one of my favorite decks.
That's because you can't lose or use Luke Cage with him anymore, right?
Yeah. So the like Nogi decks that I thought were really really fun are just gone.
Yeah. Just gone. Yeah. I know there was one. Oh, and Blob. What do you think of Blob?
Also dumb, but like I'm strong enough that I don't super care. I wish they didn't take the card out of the game, right? Like, but it seems like very few people are bothering to play it right now, and I wish that weren't the case.
Yeah. Well, maybe when they get shirtless Blob from the caches today, they'll want to play him again. I keep. Good.
It is possible. It is entirely possible.
I keep saying they putting them. The poor guy's getting put on a diet all the time, man. I didn't mind most of those changes. I just thought that it was kind of just dancing around. One of the cards that I just don't think that they want to change right off the bat with Arishem. So, but yeah, they were what they were. I didn't see really anything. There were all those quality of life changes too. They made with the wording on the cards. I think too. That they put out a whole list of cards. They just change the wording on and stuff like that. So when's the next? There's no OTA or patch this week, right? It can't be because they just next week. Okay, is it an OTA?
It's basically every other week. It should be an OTA. Yeah. I think that they're alternating based on when the season starts now instead of based on I think they're just doing 2 a month now based on when the season starts. I don't think there will ever be an OTA on the new season again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking.
Any cards out there that you think need to be changed or like brought down a little bit, nerfed or anything like that you could think of off the top of your head?
I think Thena should be a 2-0. Outside of that, not really.
Okay.
I think, look, I wouldn't be sad if Sandman got hit a little bit, but it's probably too soon. Like, no one outside of the top meta has really had to deal with that bullshit yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's give it that a little while to exist before it's killed.
Yeah. Sandman has been changed a few times, right? Yeah, I remember him changed a couple of times. Yeah. they never want him to be like a big staple in the meta. So you're probably right. They probably will target him, I would imagine. So, oh man. Well, listen, it's coming up on an hour. Usually about when I keep you till. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you've got
fine,
kids and stuff
you.
like that, and
Yeah, he's asleep. I'm done with him for the day.
Nice. Now there you go. You're done. What? Oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought now. What were you? What are you most looking forward to? Like in the next couple of seasons that we've seen, the data mines and stuff like that. Like, is there anything out there that you really want to get or can't wait to get?
I mean, outside of the bounce card, Madam Web.
Outside of the Madam Web itself.
Yeah, Madam Web is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely seems like a stellar card. Top notch. Very excited for it.
She bounces? She moves things away from her.
She moves
right?
things away from her. Yeah, I don't think she's in bounce. I think she's just like the ultimate move card.
Yeah.
Like the ability to just choose what you move and where you move it seems insane. Like, because you can choose what to move.
What was that? What's that card coming out to that people kind of thought was an anti-move card?
Oh, that's coming out at the beginning of the next month. I don't know. It's one of the other symbiotes.
Yeah,
it's not Scorn, Scream. I don't know. They're all
Scream. I think it's Scream.
I've never read any of the other symbiote comics. I don't love symbiotes. I think they're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scream. She's a 2/1 or something like that penalizes cards or takes steal. What is it? Drains power when the card moves.
Yeah, when a card moves, she steals 2 power from it once per turn. So you can she just counters stuff like Madam Web, but more than that, if you can get like a Juggernaut, a Spider-Man, a Polaris, an Arrow, shit like that, it's easy to make her like a 215, 217.
Yeah.
Or she'll be like a 211, but like she'll have taken 7 power from your opponent, so it'll be a 218.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like
just humongous, like absolutely insanely huge.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, you're almost talking like dagger size. Yeah, yeah. I've never been. I kind of share your thoughts about the symbiote stuff. I've never been into that. I remember reading Maximum Carnage when it came out in the 90s, but that was as far as that, and that was really just Carnage and Shriek. I think her name was the one with the black and white hair. I can't even remember real well now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I've never been into all those either. I was kind of hoping for something a little better for Halloween, which I think that's coming for Halloween that season. The symbiote season's October.
Yeah, it makes some sense. They're basically horror villains.
It does. Yeah, it does. I was kind of hoping of a repeat of last year where they're going to use some of the more. I want to see. I don't know if this will ever happen because honestly, I don't even know how the rights work with it. But like. Man thing, but then you have Werewolf by Night. They had a Frankenstein's monster in Marvel Comics, and then of course they have Dracula, and of course Dracula is already in the game, and they had a mummy too, the living mummy, I think they called it. So I wonder if they could ever make those into cards, or would they want to, or whether the licenses aren't even able to be used. I don't even know.
But I have no idea.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, it's cool, man. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the game. Really
this is the best it's felt in a really long time.
Yeah, I agree. I love the alliances thing. I think that's fantastic. And I said so on the show today. I said it's a really, really fun time to play the game. There's just so much going on. And people were just saying not that long ago, oh my God, it's boring. There's nothing happening. You get to infinite and there's nothing else to do. And now it just seems like that's not the case. There's a lot of stuff going on. Now the leagues thing, right? You could probably clarify this for me. They're not doing the monetary one, right? For the first one that's coming out like that. Wasn't there a thing like when that debuted overseas, like you could spend, it was like a pay to play?
Yeah. They changed. So the plan is, as far as we're aware, to do 2 types of leagues. One which is free to enter, one which is pay to enter.
Okay.
Excuse me. They're not doing the pay to enter one for the first leagues, so it's just the free.
Nice. And that one's you're basically you're just completing things, right? And then just trying to get. I'm trying to think. I haven't read about that in a while, but it's a ladder, right? You're competing for prizes on there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's a ladder with just the people in your bracket.
Yeah. But it's just basically it's not like doing the leagues where you do different missions there. You're just like completing games, I think, right? You're just playing to do it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, well, that'll be cool. Like I said, yeah, it's been fun. There's just been a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not really hearing, especially people I talk to or people who come on the show and stuff like that are not really saying anything bad about,
No, the game is
anything.
in a good place.
Yeah.
Genuinely in a good place.
Yeah, I would agree. And man, you yourself, I still don't know how you do it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
elbow grease and a wonderful partner.
Yeah.
Right,
that's a necessary thing.
Yeah. Wasn't for her, I definitely could not pull this off.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I've known other streamers from my other podcast and stuff, and it's like, now I know you don't stream necessarily, but you're doing videos. It's like I don't know how you get the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's sometimes hard to find time to do one, let alone like for as many things as you do. But it's great that you. It's great that you have this. It really is. Like, so many people, I've referred them to watch your videos too, because it's like they're looking for help, they're looking for decks, they're looking for just anything to play. They'll ask me, well, like what's a good deck to play, and I'll say, go watch. Go check out GLAZER's videos, and he'll show you like 4.
Sometimes I'll be in someone's stream just chatting, and they'll be like, what do I play with this? And I'll be like, oh, you play this. And they're like, how do you know? I'm like, oh, it's fine, I know. It's kind of what I do,
right? No kidding. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You've been playing since beta, right? Were you in since beta? No.
Nope.
Oh my
Global
gosh.
Launch.
Okay. Was
Day
global
launch?
I don't even remember back then. Was global launch the Miles season?
It was.
Okay, Miles. So then that's when I got into. Okay.
I started in global launch. By the next season, by the Black Panther season, I was infinite, I believe, and I was Series 3 complete. Or in middle Series 3, not Series 3 complete, in Series 3.
Nice. I still marvel at Super Tech God, man. When I had him on the show, I cannot believe he has oh my gosh, I can't believe he has every single variant in the game. That's insane to me. And it's like, but he kind of told me a little bit about it, and he said, well, I started in beta. So I was able to gather a whole bunch of stuff together, and that's where I got a lot of them to start off. But I'm like, that's crazy that you have every single. So when the variant pops up, he just grabs it, and it's like, yep, I'll never have to bother with that again. But yeah, that's crazy to me. The beta players, right? Do they have the card back that is the black suit Spider-Man? Because I see that pop up every now and then.
I believe so.
I was going to say, because I never knew what it was. And I'm like, wait a minute. I had a double take. I went back through all my card backs, and I'm like, I don't remember ever getting that one. I know we got the regular Spider-Man, the red and blue. But I saw that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I figured, yeah, that must have been given out in beta. I think there was another one that someone said, too, that there was something in beta that I remember somebody telling me about that they said no one can get now. Was it something with Thor? I can't remember.
Genuinely have no idea. There was that time when they sold a few of those.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. I think that was for getting Infinite in beta, and they just never sold it again.
Oh, I have 2 more things I can ask you about quick. What do you think about the Spotlight things coming back now, and they're 2,400 gold?
Great.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of them.
Did you?
Yep. I wanted the Jean Grey because that's like, I don't love art germ. That's like the 3rd art germ I have.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, I wanted that Jean Grey. That Jean Grey is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The Phoenix costume is like the costume from my childhood, and I got the Maria Wolf Echo because I almost bought the Darkhawk when it showed up. I was like, it's a nice Darkhawk, but like I'd never run it because I have Darkhawks I like more that I already own.
Yeah.
But the Maria Wolf Echo is now the Echo I run, and that Jean Grey is the Jean I run. So hell yeah, I'm all about it.
Nice. I'm hoping to get the Eliath that comes back, the one that had the smile on his face, because I never picked that one
Nice.
up. I don't know why. The other one, that was another thing too. That Eliath album that came out. Oh my God, was I mad when they changed that? The Eliath card was supposed to be middle. And I knew I was going to have enough, maybe need 1 card, and I would have been able to got it. And then they stuck the emote in the middle. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so mad.
Yeah, that was. I understand why they did it, but it was shitty.
Because it's a Series 5 card, I'd assume, right?
Just giving away a Series 5 card is rough. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm one away. I need Brood. I need the Brood is the only one I need. So I'm hoping I get lucky and it pops up at some point in the store.
Mm-hmm.
When Lauren and I were talking, Lauren and I was saying that whole thing where they went to the 75 credits.
Yeah.
She was saying that she was hoping that maybe they would adjust the variants 3 different times a day instead of just 2. They haven't done that yet, but she was saying, I hope that they do it. You don't think they will?
I think that the like new releases and stuff are kind of a problem for that, right?
Yeah.
They don't want the new releases for someone who's just asleep through that whole bracket to like miss that.
Yeah. Lauren blows my mind, man, with all the math and stuff that she does. She had charts and she's amazing. Yeah, she had charts and graphs for me for the Deadpool's Diner when she came on. I was like, that's awesome. It's great to have somebody that can do stuff like that because I certainly can't. But yeah, that's fantastic. All right, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. Not now again I lost my train of thought. It's not SnapCon. Of course Gunny's going to be down there. Are they doing anything while they're like is Gunny doing anything while they're down there? Like, are you going to have anything from that, like decks or anything from that? Nope, nothing at all.
Nope, I'll be away. I just nope. I mean, look, I'm not while I'm away. Videos will happen. Just they won't.
Yeah.
SnapCon. So I'm gonna pre-record. I will have a busy week prior to leaving, like I always do. Whenever we go on vacation, I have like an insane week before, so I will have that go on, and then like I will pre-record a bunch. I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 people scheduled to make some videos for the channel while I'm gone,
Nice.
and we'll just go from there. And then yeah, that's that. Like I scheduled it at the like beginning of June, like the second the trip was booked.
Oh, okay.
Like I started planning. I basically am insane, and so like I mean that's why I do it every day, right? Like so everything, like everything is always planned out for like months in advance to make sure that everything comes together fine.
Well,
Like,
you have.
Yeah, I can't have last minute like disasters, or if they can be at all avoided.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you have to. I mean, with your day job and stuff like that, that's something that you have to do. I mean, that works into your regular routine schedule. You kind of have that built into your DNA.
Yep. So yeah, it's just like periods in a day, right? Like there's 9 periods in a day. There's X amount of time to do Y amount of work. So it all gets done.
And you still have the podcast once a week too, right?
Yep, podcast once a week, every week. We had Intero and JD McDonaldinho on this week, and the week before was Binks and Ika.
I didn't listen to the Binks
this
one.
coming week is Docty and Black Dama.
Docty's amazing.
Docty's great.
And Black Dama is as well. We're talking to both of them, so both of them are awesome. That's great. That's cool. I'll have to check them out for sure. Do you anticipate like anything else that I mean, I can't see that you could even be doing anything else or anything like that at this point down the line other than what you're doing already. But I don't even know half the time where you get time to play. I really don't.
I don't play as much as many do.
Yeah.
I've gotten good. I didn't used to be as good as I am. I've gotten good because my time is so limited, so I have to play well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I can have time to play a lot, I can afford to play sloppy. Yeah. And when I don't have time, I have to like play disciplined and focus and do things the right way. So yeah, I'm ranked 83 right now, I think.
Oh, are you really? You hit infinite? No, you hit infinite already?
No, 83. Oh, no, 80. Like 83 on the pre-infinite leaderboard.
Oh, okay.
I climbed my 10 ranks and then I went to do work.
Nice.
And then I'll climb 10 or 20 tomorrow. We'll see how I feel.
That's pretty cool. Like I was, when I got there, the one thing I had thought of is I'm like, this does take time. Like you need legit time to be able to do that. Even playing as carefully as you are, or as I was, you're going down 1 or something, and then you're trying to get the bigger games like that and stuff like that. But it does take time to do. So it like blows my mind sometimes when I know that people are. I remember seeing Binks was doing a run to infinite, and it took him 13 hours to get from 70 to 100, which is, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't have the energy to do that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm around rank 3, like 3 on the season pass right now. I finish most seasons around ranks around 70 on the season pass. If
Okay.
that gives people an idea of how much I play.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't imagine you can have a whole ton of time because of everything you do with this and you know your job and all that kind of stuff too. I would imagine it'd be a little tough to do, but
I mean, look, I have no idea where anyone else finishes up on the season pass. It's just that the season pass seems like a reasonable proxy to me for how often you play.
yeah, no, that's a good point. This season pass looks kind of fun. I got the Scarlet Witch emote already. It's a sweaty.
Wow,
emote.
really?
Yeah.
You played a lot.
I did. I did. Yeah, I wanted the emote because it looks pretty funny. Actually, her card too is fire. That card that's in there, wow, is that a cool looking card with the digital stuff in the back, the hex stuff that she's doing. It's really, really good looking card. So yeah. That's cool that they're doing that though, like borders, emotes, and stuff like that they're giving it away on the track. That's pretty cool, I think.
Agree.
Cool, man. All right. Well, listen, I am going to let you go. I know I'm sure you got videos to prepare for tomorrow and all that kind of good stuff. Of course. But hey, man, I always appreciate you coming on. Love talking with you. Man, like I said, go check out GLAZER. Of course, it's Snap Judgments. On Twitter, it's at Snap Judgments, I believe, on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Snap Judge Cast on Twitter.
Judge Cast, yes.
And Snap Judgments Pod on YouTube. Why we did that in reverse, I will never know, but we did.
Make sure you go check it out. If you are looking at any time for decks, ideas for stuff like that, go and check his videos out. They are the best ones out there. You will get decks, as he was talking about earlier in this show, from the top creators that are out there, the top players that are out there, Lambie series, many of the other ones that are always in that hovering around that top 10 infinite board. Check it out. They're really good. The explanations you do are next to none. Go through the entire deck and explain every turn by turn and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for that, go check out GLAZER. Does them every single day of the week, and some, and multiple decks. So
many decks.
Oh man, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll be chatting with you in Discord and all that. Oh, I guess SJL is coming up on the end, right? Because I know I didn't make it this time because I went 1 and 3, but it's in the end rounds, right?
Yeah, we're into the cut for. So it's going to be the rest of the month to run through the rest of the stuff. So the new season will be in September, very likely.
Okay.
But so we do the cut within each pod, and then there's the top 8 from all the different pods.
Yeah, I made it to top 4 in my pod the last season. Nice. And I lost. I can't remember who I lost to, but he was a pretty good player. I just remember you had mentioned him on one of your videos, so I remember I'm like, yeah, this guy's pretty good. I ended up beating JJ Rolk, which I was actually quite surprised I did. Yeah, he's really cool. He made an error at one point in the game, and he was really upset with himself that he did, and it ended up costing him. It cost him the game, and he was upset with himself. But we were chatting afterwards. But he seems very cool. I know he's going to SnapCon too, so. But yeah, so that's it, guys, for this episode of Snap Decisions. If you are watching here and watching on YouTube, make sure you sub to the channel. I'd appreciate it very much. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well. It helps with YouTube's weird little algorithms. Also, leave me comments. Any kind of comment, I will always answer. If you're listening on the audio side, I love you all. That is still my bread and butter and where most people do listen to the show. If you could follow the pod or you could sub to pods, depending on what app you use. I'd appreciate it if you do that. And you can also leave comments on those as well. I know Spotify now does accept comments. So if there's something you want to say or want to ask, please do. And that also helps me out as well to get the pod seen. So that is going to do it for this episode of Snap Decisions. Next week, I should have Safety Blade back on the show.
Nice.
I believe he's coming back on. Yeah, Safety's awesome. And then, of course, I'll have the audio pod out as well next week and the OTA, as GLAZER was talking about. So I always do that short little OTA thing, review on that as well. Please check out the audio pod that was out just a few hours ago, where I cover everything that happened during the last month, all the new cards today, and all that other good stuff. So that is it, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another always. And hopefully I will see you all for the next one. Have a great night, guys. Take care. And this is your Snap DJ signing off.
Cool. Good times.